Oh, it's been a day. It has been a day. This morning, we were supposed to record this, and then I thought, you know what? YouTube is down. Am I going to be able to do this? And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to record it live. So it's not going to be as polished as I usually like it to be, but welcome back to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Tottenham. I'm super excited for today. Have a lot of great comments. People shared about our Europa League, uh, winning the group. Now we know who we're up against and who Super Yan is up against, and so yeah, I'm excited to share some of these things, and so yeah, hopefully you are excited to talk about it. But let's get things started here. I initially had hoped to do a little bit of maybe some trivia, some Tottenham trivia or something like that. But it doesn't seem to be the right time. So we're going to do that later. But here's what I want to say. Let me give you just a little bit of a preview of what that will look like. I put together this leaderboard. It's going to be exciting. What's up, Thomas Nation? Yeah, so we're going to do trivia. I think we'll do 10 questions. The first 7 questions will be, you know, relatively easy. If you're a current fan, you should be able to answer these questions. The last 3, they'll increase in terms of hardness, and so you'll have to be able to make that happen. If you know your Tottenham trivia, of course. So here we go. I'm gonna just skip over that. But yes, next Monday we will do some Tottenham trivia. The first 7 questions will be worth 1 point. The last 3 will be worth 3 points. We'll have a leaderboard, and I would love for you to be a part of that. So here's what we've got. We had last Thursday. Let's just start there, okay? Spurs won 2-0 over Royal Antwerp. With 7 second-half goals from Vinicius and Lo Celso, securing the top spot of Group J in front of 2,000 fans who were able to enjoy the win. And yeah, Spurs started the game with Bale, Vinicius, and Lucas up top. And surprisingly, at least surprisingly to me, saw Jose sub all 3 of them. And by the end of the game, Jose had brought on Kane, Son, Bergwijn, and Dembele, and Moussa Sissoko. I mean, the man was not playing around. I felt like he definitely wanted to get that W and win out the group. So yeah, I feel like he's secured that spot, and it was definitely good for our draw today. So yeah, Dele was on the bench, and he looked really frustrated not to be subbed in the second half. And I mentioned this earlier as we did just like a short chat with me and Alex. But yeah, I feel like I'm starting to accept that the Dele Alli is probably on his way out. Not out the door fully, but certainly on a loan. I think he made a really great point about, he's homegrown. He's still young, 24? And, get him out on loan, help him find his mojo, bring him back. I think that would be really, really helpful for him. Let's see some of these comments here. Oh, man. Yes, Son Heung-min is the best. Dele just doesn't cut it anymore. Gareth will never play him. I mean, he's got time, right? He's still young. He might still get back into the side. Get Sabitzer, hopefully. You never know. We're going to be talking about transfers in an episode or 2 from now, as we get closer and closer to January. But yeah, so one thing I've noticed is that Carlos, Vinicius, and Lucas go everywhere together. They've made a couple videos now. One really touching video about Vinicius and his career and how he's been coming up, and yeah, just some really hard moments in his life in terms of like not sure if he still wanted to play and things like that. So I would really encourage you to go watch that. And yeah, I feel like this is really intentional that Lucas and Carlos Vinicius they're always playing together in terms of like when Carlos starts, Lucas is starting, and things like that. Obviously, both of them being from Brazil. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's intentional to help Vinicius feel comfortable. When we think of some other strikers that have had to play behind Harry Kane in terms of in the pecking order, there was another Vinny that struggled. Uh, if you remember Vincent Janssen, and yeah, he just struggled so much. And I'm happy for Vincent Janssen. I don't know if you keep track of former Spurs players, but he went on to play in Liga MX, and he's found some cup success over there. So I'm happy for him. But yeah, I don't think Jose wants another, uh, you know, Janssen story. He wants to help Vinny find his feet, so getting him to play early, and he already is scoring from open play a few times. I think Lucas is helping getting him settled. But I want to ask you, what do you guys think? Do you think that we should pay? I think it's 45 million for him. Like the loan was 3 million. You let me know, and we'll see what happens here. So yeah, I just wanted to share some of the comments that we got from our Discord server. If you want a part of that, if you're a Tottenham fan, join our Let's Talk Tottenham Discord server. A lot of fun, a lot of great conversation over there. Here's some of the comments from different people. This is Ravenger from California. Here's what he said. I'm really impressed with Vinicius. He knows where he needs to be to score. We've seen it when he followed Dele, got the pass from him and scored against Ludogorets. And Thursday, he showed it again. I think he is Premier League level, and it's unlucky for him that he has to compete against Kane. Honestly, I don't know if it's unlucky for him. I think it's a great thing because I think it'll help his competitive level stay higher. You want to be competing against people that are better than you. Lo Celso is becoming match fit, and that's great to see. Also worried about Stevie now because he failed to score, even in Europa. But Mourinho seems to like him, so I hope he scores soon. I'm most worried about Doherty, or Doherty, depending on how you say it, because now we use three backs, and he still failed to prove himself. And I'm a bit disappointed because Dele proved himself in the Ludogorets game, and Mourinho still isn't using him. But to be honest, I'm fine with selling Dele now. Interesting. Sanchez should be thankful that Rodon isn't included in the Europa squad because he would not have played a single match this season. And we are also forgetting that it is Bale's goal that made us title contenders. He is a big game player. I also think that I think us with and without our main players has too much of a gap, which is not good. Ravenger, thanks so much for your text submission. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I would agree with you. I think that he Jose Mourinho, when he trusts you, he trusts you, and when he doesn't trust you, yeah, it seems like it's hard to find your way back in. But I think with Tanguy and Dembele and what we've seen in his relationship to Jose Mourinho, I feel like Jose has shown, look, if you put the work in, if you show yourself in training, you show yourself on the pitch when you get your opportunities, he's going to put his trust in you. And so I thought it was interesting that Dele made the bench against Crystal Palace, but Bale didn't. I don't know what to think about that, but I do think that Dele must be putting the work in. And I'm sure he's disappointed not to actually have made the starting 11 and certainly not even been used as a sub. What's up, Revenger? Yes, that was you. Thank you so much for sharing. I very much appreciate your comments every time. So yeah, and I agree with you about Sanchez. I don't know if Sanchez is going to leave in January, but I definitely know Rodon is going to be part of our Europa League squad. So I think that they can do the registration or redo their registration at the end of January there, and Rodon will definitely be part of that team. In talking with Alex, one of the things that was something to consider is, I think it was, so Rodon is not on the Europa League squad. I'm trying to remember who else is not on it. But yeah, Joe Hart is on it, but does he deserve to be on it? I mean, that's kind of a good question. And so you let me know in the comments. Thank you so much, everybody that's getting in here. Let me just kind of read through these quickly. Thought Harry Kane's performance was poor. Was that in the Europa? I'm sorry that I'm a little bit confused there. Jose is too good for Spurs. You agree? I think they need to cut Bale. He ain't it anymore. Okay, all right. Um, Jose's trash shouldn't even be on a team. All right, all right. I thought Spurs went on a losing streak. Nope, not since the first game of the season. We lost to Everton, but we've been doing just fine since. Hello, we're doing all right over here. All right, so let me keep going. We also had a text submission from Regina from South Africa. She also sent in some audio, which I'm excited to share with you about the Crystal Palace game. She asked this question: how many trophies do you honestly think we can win next year? And she answered herself, which I really appreciate, and then I'll give my thoughts as well. She says, although I feel really optimistic about our form in the Prem right now, it's still early days, and ultimately, I think us winning will depend on consistency, defense, resilience, injuries, and mentality, not just for us, but for other clubs too. I think that's a fair assessment. So for now, I'd say we should be lifting 3 out of 4 trophies. Wow. I mean,
Come on, you Spurs!
come on, you Spurs, lifting 3 out of 4 trophies. That sounds incredible. I don't know if I'm that optimistic, but here's what Regina had to say. Moo has been in Europa twice and has won it twice, so he'll be highly motivated to maintain that perfect winning record. Agreed. We've been drawn to an 8th division side in the FA Cup, so you'd expect us to have a comfy win there. And if we're drawn with the likes of City or United thereafter, we've beaten both of them in the league already. Also true. And then we're facing Stoke in the Carabao Cup, so win against them. And then we face Man U or Everton in the semis. I mean, logically, everything you're saying makes sense. But this is football, right? I feel like it never goes the way you expect it to go. And so I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if we can get 3 out of 4. I mean, that would basically just be not winning the league. Um, I think my heart at the beginning of the season, I made a prediction. This was before anything happened. It was actually at the end of last season that I made this prediction. And I said, I think we would take third in the league and we would win 2 trophies. I still stand by that. Even though we've been top of the league for a few weeks now, which is incredible, I just sense that, yeah, Jose wants to win and he loves to win. And I think Europa is a possibility. I think any of the cups are a possibility, and I think he can win too. I think Europa and the League Cup are most likely. If we went for 3, sweet mercy, there would be many a celebration for Spurs fans across the world. Regina, thank you so much for your question and for your response. And yeah, so I want to ask you, what do you guys think? Do you think in the chat, do you think 2 trophies this year? 0 trophies? What do you expect out of this team? Maybe is the better question. Are you expecting any silverware at all? Or are you just kind of living that? I don't know. Not as excited. Take 1 trophy right now, to be honest. I completely agree. I just want something. Would be better than this nothing. So yeah, that's it for the group stages of Europa. We had our draw today against the Austrian side. They're in 7th place, and I feel like, yeah, I'm not saying this should be a walk in the park, but we should take it seriously, move on to the next round, and we'll go from there. Ravengers got us on for 4 trophies, my man. That seems to be a lot. Prem and Europa, I'll be happy. Wow. Yeah, I mean, if we won the Europa and the Premier League, whew, that'd be glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur, my friends. All right, so yeah, I'm excited that Jan and Benfica are coming up against Woolwich. I sure hope they just destroy them. And I think I said this. I said this earlier this morning. I've been all over the place trying to figure out when YouTube was down and stuff. But yeah, I think Arsenal got lost somewhere, and they were fighting for the top 6, and all of a sudden now they're fighting for the bottom 6. So we'll see how they can handle it. But yeah, it's interesting days for Arsenal right now. But Alex said it well on the Europa League Discord channel. See you in February. And yeah, if you're not a part of our Discord, please become a part of that. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this year. It's a little bit of a stretch, but I know I believe in the Spurs faithful. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on. We're going to talk a little bit about the disappointing draw against Palace yesterday. Yeah, Jose's trusted front three were Kane, Son, and Bergwijn, with Højbjerg and Ndombele and Sissoko in the midfield, Reguilon and Aurier on the left and right of Dyer and Toby. Kane opened the scoring with just a beautiful goal in the 23rd minute. Let's see if I've got a little clip here. I mean, this ball is just dodgeball, my friends. It was just like this ball was a fan of the 2004 movie Dodgeball, the way it dived, duck, dip, dived, and dodged. And Harry Kane is becoming a legend. I don't know how many goals he needs to be involved with. But it just keeps rising. And the partnership, again, between Son and Kane, I think they have some sort of agreement like, hey, if I pass you the ball, just shoot it on net, and let's keep adding to our tally. And I think, yeah, because again, Son assisted Kane here, Kane assisted Son against Arsenal. It's just so fun to watch the two of them, and they seem to enjoy each other every time they score. Those big old hugs. I mean, it just gives you all the feels, and you love to see that kind of thing. All right, yeah. So going back to the goal against, though, let's talk about this. So Lloris definitely made a mistake. I mean, if we're gonna be fair, we got a World Cup winning goalkeeper. You can tell he expected the ball to be deflected before it got to him. And then all of a sudden it hits him, it falls to the ground, and Palace just smash it in. Jeff Schlupp smashed it home from, 3 yards, making it 1-1. And the Palace keeper played out of his mind towards the end of the game. The save that he made on Dyer's free kick and some other saves too. You could see how much it meant to him. You could see how much it meant to the fans, which were there. And you know, that's the fun of football, all of the emotions, the roller coaster that comes with it. So yeah, super interesting to see. But I think after that, I was disappointed, you know, just thinking, man, we missed our opportunity. Definitely 2 points dropped, in my opinion. And I felt like, man, we could have taken that step away from Chelsea and Man United and Man City and these other teams that also dropped points over the weekend. And in that moment, I was looking at the Fulham Liverpool game like, oh gosh, here we go. Liverpool is going to just, you know, have a walk in the park. But I think we need to celebrate Scott Parker. That wonderful, wonderful man made our draw feel a lot less painful, seeing Liverpool draw against Fulham. And I think it just goes to show that the Premier League is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's competitive. Top players, top managers getting bamboozled week in and week out by these other clubs. And yeah, it was. I was really hoping they would hold on, you know. But still took points away from Liverpool, and it helps us as well. So big game coming up on Wednesday, obviously. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Let me get back to the chat here. Oscar says, hi, Spurs fans. Hello, Oscar. Thomas, I'm reading your comment right now. Sorry, there's been a few comments here. Bill, everyone needs to keep calm and have some perspective. Last time we had a disappointing draw with West Ham, we responded and went in a very good run. After this draw with Palace, I'm expecting a response from the lads. Much love to all the peeps on the Discord and here in the chat. Bill, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you so much, Bill. And I agree. I don't think it's anything to really get too overly dramatic about, but it would be nice. Take one trophy, yes. 4 trophies. We've read these. Let's see here. All right, what are you saying, Thomas? Your team from Japan lost in the Asian Champions League semifinals. Very heartbroken. Sorry to hear that, Thomas. I don't know anything about that, but never feels good to lose. All right, Bill, I'm not too bothered about Carabao. It's a trophy, but it's the smallest going, and our squad deserves a bigger trophy. I agree with that. Bill, I don't know if you're still on here, but it reminds me of when Pochettino, Poch only really wanted Champions League and the Premier League. And I don't know, I feel like winning breeds winning. And so even something small would help get that confidence that the guys can get it over the line and things like that. But yeah, let's see. League Cup is our best bet. This is explosive reversal 16. League Cup is our best bet, seeing as we need to beat Derby to reach the semis. Good third round draw in the FA Cup. Wednesday will give us a good idea on the league this season. Lloris is allowed to make an odd mistake. Hasn't put a foot wrong since the restart. I would agree with you there. Yeah. So, all right. Let's get back to some of the comments that were made on the Discord server. And yeah, I think one thing I want to talk about as we think about going into Wednesday, I don't know if anybody saw the post-match interview with Højbjerg and Spurs TV, but this is one of the things he had to say. Well, I thought it was going to be one of the things he had to say. Let's see here. Let's try this again.
Yes, every time we win, every time the team is performing well, I'm very happy. And today I would have liked to win, so I will take it on Wednesday.
So this is Højbjerg's kind of final comments in that post-match interview. And first of all, love that smile at the end. Just, you can see how much winning means to this guy. Yeah, all he could talk about that whole interview was we didn't get all 3 points. We have an opportunity to get 3 points on Wednesday. And I would say it's more than just 3 points, right? It's like a 6-point swing if we can take those away from Liverpool. So I love the smile. I love that he loves a challenge. He loves a big game. He's going to be up for it. Jose's going to be up for it. And I think Jose will get everybody else up for it as well. So we also got some audio that was sent in. So here is Regina from South Africa and what they had to say.
Spurs were much better in the first half than in the second because we had most of the possession and we created/had more chances, and there was really good defending, like headers away and tackles and clearances, and we were on the front foot most of the time, but we also conceded a lot of set pieces. And of course in the second half we conceded a lot of silly set pieces again, which led to the equalizer.
Yeah, the set pieces were so frustrating. And again, a set piece from the left-hand side. It was a mistake. Like was said, he's allowed to make mistakes. But yeah, a lot of set piece goals.
And I'm sure Lloris won't be happy that went into the net. And also we sat back instead of trying to be on the front foot as in the first half. And only in the last 10-ish minutes the players got back that urgency to try to score again and get those 3 points. But at that stage and time it was too late. And fair play to Palace, they kind of deserved that draw in the end. And it's also disappointing that we couldn't keep a clean sheet, especially because it's now kind of become a routine and us Spurs fans are beginning to expect it.
Did you hear what you just said? Us Spurs fans are beginning to expect clean sheets. I mean, that is exciting, and I agree with you. I think we do expect to see clean sheets. And yeah, a lot of what you said I agree with in terms of, I think Alex, I can't remember what channel he put it on, but you'd mentioned something about the Mourinho way. And basically it's if the opponent has the ball, they have the greater opportunity to make the mistake. And yeah, I don't know if that's like a actual philosophy that he explicitly states. It certainly seems that way. But yeah, I just feel like there's some truth to that, but then when you are playing on the back foot, to change that mentality, to keep going forward, yeah, it's just a hard thing to do. Yeah, we got some love in the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, so much fun to do this. Someone mentioned the Audi Cup. Yes, of course, the prestigious Audi Cup. Thanks, James Dean. Come on, you Spurs. Goodness gracious.
Come on, you
There
Spurs.
it is. Sometimes these buttons don't work. Um, yes, and hello. Get back to work, but yes, hi. And I love you too. So fun. Okay, so here we go. Just to finish this out from
against certain
Regina.
opposition. And it's also a shame that we dropped 2 points after the likes of City and Man U and Chelsea also dropped 2 points. But yeah, we got to take the draw as it is and
Yes.
just focus on the Liverpool game on Wednesday. And yeah, those are my post-match thoughts.
Regina, thank you so much. Wonderful to hear from you, hear your voice. And yeah, a pleasure to chat with you and talk with you about Tottenham. All right, we got a couple text submissions as well from the Discord server. Rob from Michigan, what's up? Wrote, think it's still definitely points lost. Agreed. Their keeper made some great saves. Unfortunately, we needed a CDM sub in that second half, but we don't have one because Winks isn't powerful enough for Jose. Sissoko is great at what he does. The problem is that he's limited. Think if we had been able to bring on a sub for Sissoko, control possession a bit more, we could have won that game. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And I was thinking about this too. I think I don't know how many games it's been since we've been the majority possession holder, but we were in that game. And so I wonder if like capturing possession, giving it away, that kind of change of style and system is a little bit different. And yeah, it's an interesting word about the CDM sub coming in because Winks isn't powerful enough for Jose. I feel like, we've got Skippy out on loan. He's doing awesome, and I'm so excited for him. I feel like it's going to be a treat to have him come back but I highly doubt we would bring him back in January. But he's someone I could see, kind of slotting in, kind of doing a similar type of thing of mopping up that midfield like Pierre. Rob goes on, I expect us to run it back with the same 11 versus Liverpool. Okay. I think that we can score against them if they're bringing out a center back pairing of Hendo and Fabinho. Arsenal officially in a relegation battle? ? Yeah, I don't know. It certainly looks like it. And yeah, I would expect us to be able to score some goals too. But I think Liverpool's main threat is that they can score goals, right? And so it reminds me of, what was it, 2-3 years ago when they were just playing rock and roll football or whatever, and just less about, defense, keeping clean sheets. It was more about, we're just going to score more goals than you can score. I have a feeling that's how they're going to start to play again, because they can score and they've got a very, very, top class front three. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, Rob. Really, really appreciate it. Ravager from California also said this about Sunday. We were terrible. I'm surprised that we got the point. We are still the first place team thanks to Tottenham legend and former Tottenham youth coach Scott Parker. Agreed. They say the opponent's goalkeeper was good, but that was just one small reason we didn't win. We were terrible for like 60 minutes. The good news is that Arsenal is about to get relegated because their next opponents in the league are Southampton and Everton, the two teams that are on fire this season, and Chelsea is the second best team in London. Yeah, it's a team performance, right? So it's not just the one mistake. It's the whole team together. And certainly, yeah, their goalie had an amazing day. Something I'm sure he will treasure. But yeah, the game's passed. Got to go on to Wednesday and take a look ahead at the game at Anfield. Let's go back to the chat really quick. Let's see. Thomas Nation. I would take Iniesta at Spurs. How about you? I think he's a little past it, my friend. I think we got a lot of great young talent, and I'm sure we wouldn't be able to pay him. Ravenger. I think the thing with us fighting weaker teams is they defend the whole time and they just score and get 1 point, usually with set pieces. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely uh, a tactic. And it's tough. It's I think I said this before. Dakota, I believe it was Dakota, had said something about, Spurs always playing down to the level of the opponent. And I'm not sure if that always happens this season. I think it's definitely happened in the past. I mean, there were years where I'd worry almost more about playing Palace or playing Fulham than I would worry about, playing, somebody in the top six, at least at home, because I always felt like we'd be up for the big games, and then sometimes we just turn it off, and that was annoying. But I feel like this season, Jose's getting them up. Like, hey, this next game, 3 points. This next game, 3 points. And so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Wednesday, Liverpool at Anfield. And so here's just some stats, some things to consider as we look at some of this. So in our last 5 games and in their last 5 games, we each have 2 wins and 3 draws. So similar in terms of form. Liverpool have scored 3 more goals than we, but they've also allowed 8 more goals than we have as well. And then looking at our last 5 games head to head, this is where it doesn't look good. Liverpool have won all of them. Going all the way back to the beautiful game that I got to watch in 2017, that 4-1 victory at Wembley in 2017. Man, that was a wonderful day. And a day I'll never forget. I made a video about that. It was a day that I got to photobomb the late, great Diego Maradona, or Maradona. And it just, to be able to go there and see the game, watch Harry score, Sonny scored, Dele scored. I mean, it was wonderful. But that's the last time we've beaten them. And that was technically at home, obviously at Wembley. And if you go to try to find the last time Spurs have won at Anfield, you got to go all the way back to May 15th, 2011, with goals coming from Van der Vaart and Luka Modric. Okay, so history, or at least recent history, not really going for us, but current form, I think we could take them on head to head. And in this moment, I feel like the confidence levels are totally different. Yes, they drew against Fulham, and they'll be frustrated about that. They're going to be looking for a response on Wednesday. They have won the league. They've won the Champions League. They know, there's maybe a mental edge there to say, we've beaten this team before when it mattered. This matters. We're technically in first on goal difference there, in second on goal difference. This is a chance for them to take that top spot properly. So, yeah, I think that it's going to be a tough game. But I was talking to KT as well, who's also on the Discord server from India, and was just saying, my heart says potentially 2-1 to Spurs at Anfield. But my head says, maybe 2-2, 1-1 draw, and potentially a loss. And I'm just being honest, right? Maybe that's me trying to protect myself from the agony of defeat. But I do feel like there's a good opportunity for us to win this game. So Liverpool obviously have lots of injuries, and that's what I was going to say about the confidence. Klopp just seems fragile right now. Like, he's always been a bit of a character, a different kind of character than Jose Mourinho, but certainly a character. I would say he's somewhat polarizing. That big old toothy grin, in the glasses, the normal one versus the special one. But yeah, I feel like he's grasping at trying to be the underdog or something. Like he's grasping for a reason for his team to fight. And I don't think we're grasping for that. I think we have very good reasons to fight. I think we know what we're looking for, and I think the guys will be up for it. So I'm gonna share with you my starting 11. Let me just check this chat one more time. Yeah, Ravenger says, I think the thing, yeah, already shared that. Bill, will you be doing a video after the Liverpool game? That's a good question. I am not sure. I said this before with just like my family and stuff like that. Always gotta double check, but I would love to do a video after the Liverpool game, no matter what the score, and certainly would love to talk about it, particularly if we win. So, yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So I'll probably post something on maybe Twitter or something like that, and connect with all those involved that would need to make that happen. So, all right. So here's my starting 11 for Wednesday. Kane up top, no question. Son, Ndombele, and Bergwijn in behind. And I'm saying this in part because Jose just seems to really trust them. I feel like Bergwijn, there was some talk about Bergwijn not really, he's not scoring, but he does more than that. I think he always looks like he's bored or tired or something like that. I think Tanganga looks more like he's bored, I guess, but Bergwijn just looks like he's worried. Or is it Bergwijn? Someone can tell me how I'm supposed to say
Everybody says my name wrong.
Sorry about that. But yeah, I just feel like he's always working up and down the side. He's tracking back. He's helping, and I think it's that energy, that hustle that really Jose loves, especially when it comes to the defensive end of the game. And so, who are you going to bring in? Right? You could bring in Bale. You could bring in Lucas, and potentially you could say Lucas, but I feel like Stevie B is who Jose trusts, and I trust Jose, so we're just going to leave him there. I've got Højbjerg and Sissoko on cleanup. And then, all right, so here's what I got for my back four, and you might disagree. Let me know in the comments. I've got Serge on the right, Toby, Dyer, and I've got Ben Davies on the left. Reguilon didn't have the greatest game, but, I mean, he has pace. So maybe this is a poor pick to put Davies in there, but I feel like gentle Ben, you know what I mean? He's just trustworthy. And it's almost like go with what you know. Like I know what I'm going to get with Ben Davies. So, yeah, your question, can I see Bale starting against Liverpool? I can't. I cannot see him starting. I could see him coming maybe up on the bench, but I just don't think he's ready yet. And it's going to take him, it feels like it's taken him a little while to get his legs. And that's all right. I mean, we kind of expected that. But, yeah, he loves to score in big games, like I said. And his joke about Sonny, when he dropped the ball, calling him Carious. I feel like if anyone can make that joke, it's Gareth Bale, because he's the one who put some of those shots on target where he dropped it. Let's see what else. Let's beat them. Klopp is a sore loser, to be fair. Let's play Lloris, Rodin, Toby, Dyer. Ooh, Rodin. Okay. Højbjerg, Sissoko, Ndombele, and Kane for you. All right. Let's see. Really missed Vinicius against Palace during the final 10 minutes. That would have been a different question for Palace. I think that's a good call, especially when you think of Benteke, right? This big, powerful guy coming in for getting those headers and stuff like that. Vinicius just seems like just a brute up top. Really does some really good hold-up play and things like that. To have Kane and Vinicius out at the same time, I don't think this is going to happen against Liverpool, but it would have been interesting to try against a Palace, and it might be something worth considering for some of these other teams like Arsenal, down at the bottom. I want to see Dele Alli back. I think we all do, but I don't know if it's going to happen this season. He might go on loan. All right. So, yeah, just wanted to also bring up this here. We also got a word from Techno from the UK, and here's what Techno had to say.
As a whole, I think we should have won that game.
We created so many chances, 6 shots on target,
Mm-hmm.
and those 6 shots were just impossible to save. But somehow the keeper made it easy. No,
Mm.
not easy, but possible to save.
Yeah.
One shot, that Kane shot, and that turned into a goal. That was a mistake from the keeper. But all the other shots, they were all real good chances that the
Mm-hmm.
keeper couldn't say, can't really save it. But like the keeper saved it,
Yeah.
and like for example, the Kane header, like the second last chance we had, Kane headed it, and he just somehow the keeper had that good reaction to like keep it out, and that Dyer shot, that Dyer free kick was amazing. Just couldn't see when I saw that going in, like it was just going in. I thought it was gonna go in, but the keeper somehow made an excellent save. Like I was just thinking, how, um, and the set piece goal, I think it shows that we don't really concede a lot from open play, and it shows that set pieces still are a problem. But we cleared a lot of set pieces, but that
Mm-hmm.
only set piece was actually a bit of a mistake from Hugo. But
Yeah.
Hugo was really good that whole game as a whole. Um,
Yeah. I want to just give some credit to Hugo because I feel like, yeah, Hugo made some good saves. It's just one mistake, and it happens, right? I mean, he's human. Um, so it's tough, especially because it cost us a couple points. But like I said, I think this is a team sport, and it was the whole team out there.
but that save, like he should have just caught it or just try
Yeah.
to punch it away. I don't know what he does. Just bounce onto his chest and just
Yeah. Kind of handcuffed him
deflects onto the path of
as it like
the
came in. He was
scorer. I
not
don't
sure
really
what to
know
do.
who he was, and really think we should have won that game. We had 6 shots on target. Come on, two has to at least go in or three. Just thinking like, but who cares? Liverpool drew 1-1 to Fulham, still top of the league.
Hard to
But
believe.
let's see next. This Wednesday we have a game. Hopefully we can get a draw or a win. I suppose we'll try to hit them on the counter.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we do get a few goals, and
Totally.
just let's hope for the best. Come on, you Spurs.
Hey,
Come on, you
come
Spurs!
on, you Spurs. Yes. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can hear it in you. I can hear it in your voice, Techno. And thank you so much for sending in the audio. I so much appreciate when people do that. I love to hear people's voices, and of course, I love the text submissions too. So if you want to be a part of our Discord server, please get in on that. Part of the You Tell Me channel. There's some instructions in there to how to do it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he had a little bit of a mistake, but it's going to happen. Everybody's going to have a game like that or something like that happen in the game. But I can hear it in your voice how much you had hoped for the victory. But yeah, we are where we are. You can't look back because it's over. It's done. You can't change what's just happened, but you can change what's about to happen. So I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I think it's going to be a great game no matter what. I think, Klopp's style of play, Jose's style of play, how Spurs have been able to, hit teams back on the counter. You think about how many points we've taken. If you would have said at the start of the season that we would take 11 points from Man United away, Man City at home, Arsenal at home, Chelsea away, and Liverpool away. Now, if we draw against Liverpool, I believe it'll be 11 points. I mean, that's an incredible haul from these big six teams. And we've been called with that soft underbelly and all that stuff. I do think that we have struggled against the bigger clubs at times. But yeah, this first half of the season, we're starting to take some of those points back. And so I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I hope you are too. Yeah, we got some more comments here, and we're going to wrap it up. Let's see. Vinicius can play left wing, so I would play Vinny left wing, Son right wing. Interesting. I'm not sure if I would trust him to do that, at least against Liverpool right now. Vinicius is a left-footed player. He can play on the right. Liverpool will lose. Man, that's a bold claim. I hope you're right. But yeah, that's the show today. Is a little bit different than I had hoped. At the beginning of the show, one of the things I talked about was that I want to do some fun stuff with you, especially in the chat. And so I've created this little thing here. Let's see if we can show this. Yes. The Let's Talk Tottenham trivia leaderboard. In the first 10 minutes of the show, I want to have some trivia and see what you know about Spurs. Some of them will be current. The first 7 questions will be worth 1 point and about current players and things like that. And then the last 3 questions will be worth 3 points. They'll be a little bit trickier. Hopefully you know your Tottenham trivia. And look at this. We've got our top 4. We've got our top 6. We've got that relegation battle. And right now, we're just going to try this out. I hope that you'll be a part of it. I think it could be a lot of fun. But yes, that's the show today. It wasn't at 7 a.m. or noon or whenever, but it was so fun to have you all here and be a part of the live chat. And hopefully we'll get 3 points on Wednesday. Get involved in the Discord. We'd love to have you. And subscribe to this channel. We're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to 500 subscribers. Would love to see that. And you know how I like to end these things. As ever, it was great talking.